Hi, it's Dr. Nancy Zaire, and I want to welcome you again to another edition where I get to introduce valued members of my BNI chapter. BNI stands for Business Network International, and it's the largest business networking group where we specialize in word-of-mouth referrals. Our chapter in Wayland meets Wednesdays from 7 to 8:30 in the morning. We would love to have you as a guest. If this interests you as a business owner, please contact me or one of my guests, and we're happy to invite you. Am I right, Debbie Vogt? Would we like to invite them?
Absolutely. We love our visitors. Visitors become members.
Now, Debbie happens to be the secretary treasurer of our chapter this year. And what you don't know about Debbie is that she actually is a bookkeeper with a very interesting bookkeeping company called Harmoney. Notice the money at the end, Harmoney Bookkeeping. Debbie, tell us what you do.
Well, what we do at Harmoney Bookkeeping is we really help small and medium-sized business owners to run their business more profitably by enabling them to make sound financial decisions based on accurate and up-to-date reporting. So we do all the monthly kind of the heavy lifting on the bookkeeping front, the reconciliations, the payroll journal entries, and everything else in between. And what we get to the business owner are the reports that then help them see what's happened in their business to date, which they can use to make really sound decisions going forward and to grow their business.
So I know you work with relatively small companies. Could you give us, what's the smallest company that might be considering bookkeeping services?
I would say when the business gets to the size where the business owner can no longer deliver their service or their product and keep track of the bookkeeping at the same time, that's kind of where the rubber hits the road. And that's when we hear from the small business owners. They could do everything for a while, and then the bookkeeping starts to slip. And that's kind of the point right there. So it can be different sizes for different businesses. So it has to do with the volume that they're doing for their particular business.
So I know a lot of small business owners often try to do it themselves, especially using QuickBooks. Would you comment briefly on your experience that way?
Well, we encourage business owners to do the books themselves when they start. And we also offer a new business package for training to help them get set up with their QuickBooks to make sure it's set up properly, they understand how to do that, and give them some training so they can really take care of their own needs. And they do that very well until that point where it gets difficult because their business, in a good way, is growing. So it's a kind of a good news problem to have. And that's when they come back to us and say, okay, I've done this well on my own, but now I'd like to hire you to take it on for me.
So several things come to mind, Debbie. One is I think it'd be very important for people to know that you actually have a staff of people available to help us.
We do. We have a great staff. We have a staff of 6, including myself. We have an accountant on staff who we'd love to have. She does a fantastic job with helping our clients do things like a 13-week forecast, a budget, other kind of heavier accounting jobs. Also, she's a great resource to our bookkeeping staff. We have one full-time bookkeeper and we have 3 part-time bookkeepers. And we're all available to work with our clients, at any time.
And that raises the question, especially during this time period when people have been staying at home, what services do you offer virtually?
We offer all the services we offered before and then a couple of extras. So everybody's been set up to work from home since early March, kind of like everyone else. I'm able to get into my office because I'm the only one here. We offer all our same bookkeeping services, catch-up services for people who know, we got that tax filing extension, which is great, but July 15th is going to come. So people who need some help with catch-up, others who want us to work with them on a 13-week forecast so they can plan out kind of what might happen, the different scenarios for their business over the summer, so that they can be prepared. And then also the other thing that's new is we offer some consulting on PPP loans, and now the PPP forgiveness loan application is out. And I'll actually be doing a webinar with a CPA that I've partnered with in the past, Ina Kiseleva. We're going to be doing a webinar on June 1st to help business owners understand how they can fill out these applications to make sure that they get everything forgiven that is due them based on the SBA guidelines.
So that's very important, folks. Mark down on your calendar, June 1. What time, Debbie?
I'm not sure we have the time set yet. I think by the end of today, we'll have that information, which can be found on the Harmoney Bookkeeping page. And I'll also look to see if I can announce that on the BNI page as well. I think it's going to go from 1 to 2:15, but I have not heard that definitively.
So if you didn't catch it before, Debbie and Ina collaborated and they did an amazing job of explaining some of the various situations and implications around this time period. And it was extremely professional, well thought out, etc. Before I let you go, Debbie, one other thing I'd like you to comment on. It's something that I've heard you speak to before, and that is complicated bookkeeping issues. I know that sometimes bookkeeping feels there's a certain shame around it, like, oh, I should have, figured this out for myself, or I haven't filed, etc. But you make this so comfortable. Would you talk to that point?
Well, I do. One of the things I think is it's really hard to be a business owner. So when people come to me with their books and they feel a little ashamed, like you said, it's not up to date, I will forever and always find the good and look at and point out what they've done really well to this point. And they now have the recognition that they need some help. So they have the foresight to be able to say, going forward, I need, some assistance. But I will forever and always look for the good to point out what they've done extremely well, because it's a tough thing to do. And almost every business owner shines in certain areas of bookkeeping. They just don't believe it, or they don't recognize it, perhaps.
So you just heard why it is that I absolutely adore Debbie Vogt and Harmony Bookkeeping. And it's because of the fact that she does make it very comfortable no matter what shape your books are in, even if the books are past due years. She loves the challenge of straightening it out. Am I right?
Absolutely, we do. We bookkeepers, we like challenges. We love the mysteries. It's a lot of fun for us.
Great. So I absolutely recommend Harmony Bookkeeping. And again, if you're thinking about BNI as an option for you as a business owner to have a team of professionals qualified like Debbie, come join us some Wednesday. To your sales success, this is Dr. Nancy Zaire.